So today, Simeon, we are going to move forward after all of last week's stuff on prospecting and database activation. This week is all about open house prospecting and the farm launch. Um, do you want to jump into sort of just a quick preamble on, why we care so much about open houses, especially when a lot of people seem to not care so much?
Yeah, and what I'm going to say is that in this digital overload world that we've become and come in, the art of sales is changing. And I will tell anybody this anywhere. You can DM your way to a relationship. You can DM your way to your next destination. But if you think you're going to compete with me or anyone that is serious about sales with text versus belly to belly, you are sadly mistaken. I challenge anyone on this green earth, anybody. I'm not saying you can't be successful with digital ways of doing things and DMs and all the things. But if you put 20 people through an open house and I'm inside that open house, I can guarantee you that 3 to 4 deals will be done in a matter of 90 days. And this isn't talking about once or twice. I'm talking about 20 years of proof. Inside my own team, inside our brokerage, 1,700 agents at my brokerage. If you walk up and down the 20,000 square foot office, it's the legends of real estate in this city. Every single one of them is known to everyone because they own farms. Don Mills, downtown, East York, Leslieville, doesn't matter what your neighborhood's name is, you know who the major players are. And I guarantee you, in Texas, in North Carolina, where everybody is right now, where you stand, if I were to ask you, give me your top 3 agents in your city, and you tell them, and I Google it, they're going to have open houses scheduled on their websites. So if anybody thinks that it's like too low for them or they're too good for it or it's a waste of time, it's because you haven't done it right. And if you think there is other ways that you can make more sales, then I please beg you to teach me. Because I am telling you that to sell real estate, you need to be inside the real estate. And there is no better way to have somebody walking into your open house because they're interested in seeing a home. Their intentions are wide open before you even meet them. If they didn't care about looking at a home, they wouldn't have stopped. So from the absolute genesis of every single interaction, you're starting with somebody who put up their hand and said, I want to look at real estate. Okay, well, that just makes you 10x better than anyone else I'm going to meet today. So it's very hard for me to take any real estate salesperson seriously if they challenge the effectiveness of a willing consumer walking up to a real estate for sale sign. So let's just start there. So we're talking about the most misunderstood and underutilized strategies in real estate, and that's the open house. Most agents look at open houses as a necessary evil. They accommodate them. They send their junior agents when they're a little bit bigger. Some people look at it as something they have to do to please the seller. And a lot of people hate it because it's typically Saturday and Sunday when everybody else is relaxing and having brunch. We have to drop off signs and tie balloons and all the nonsense that comes with it. But we chose this profession. Nobody forced us to be here. And these are the prime hours where your consumer went to church, wrapped up their brunch, and they're going to hit a couple open houses. So if you're not there for it, somebody else will. And this is what we're going to get into. So how does Playbook, how does Hiveologie, how do the top teams in the business look at open houses? What is it that I see? What is it that I want you to take away from this? And the first thing is to realize that the open house is actually not about the house itself. That's the product. The open house to you as an agent is your number one prospecting opportunity and your first opportunity to get up to, let's call it at least 40. And I'm talking minimum of 40 people into your database, into your world before the open house even exists. So just by virtue of getting a listing signed, scheduling an open house, the series of events that follows the listing, and prior to the open house is going to deliver a list of 40 new prospects, bare minimum, if you follow our method, to add to your database. If you get 20 listings a year, that's 800 people. If you're wondering how you become the number one agent in any given geographical farm, I just answered it for you. So I couldn't be more serious about the method, and we're going to get straight in it because I want you guys to ask a lot of questions, and I want to get to those questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the script right now as to how and why we do it, and you are going to get everything inside this system delivered to your inbox. And then, of course, if you have further questions upon, pondering it, putting it down in your business, we will have the Ask Anything questions coming right up, where you can ask us anything, bring everything to our attention, and make sure that we all succeed together.
Perfect. So you, I know, are going to talk them through the Top Producer Playbook on this, which is your 4-touch open house system. Do you want to run through touch 1 and get the ball rolling?
You got it. So touch 1 is right after the listing is signed. So between that setup time, the listing is signed, we're going to market, it's up, it's running, there's already showings, and we're going to have, let's call it our first series of open houses coming up on the weekend. So this is 3 to 5 days prior to the open house. What do we need to do? Well, what most agents do is they put an open house sign in the yard the day before. Maybe they send a postcard to the neighborhood letting them know open house is Sunday 1 to 3. That's what most agents do. That's it. And then they expect a prospering business, a business of referrals and everything else. Doesn't work that way. What we're going to do is very different. And it's full of action, and it's full of intentional action. Things that we expect results from. 3 to 5 days before your open house, you're going to hand deliver personal invitations, templates to be provided. But there's a big difference when you knock on someone's door and you hand deliver an invitation.
Simeon, I just wanted to remind you, if you don't mind, that this first one we're talking about is the neighbor preview.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you said that. Maybe I missed it.
Apologies. This is the direct area of your listing. So if I didn't say that, again, thank you, Sabine. This is the direct neighborhood. So this is geofarming. This is how you show, first of all, that you care, and B, that you're a presence to be reckoned with inside a neighborhood. You're going to give them an experience they've never seen before. And the reason you're doing this is threefold. A, they could know a buyer. In-laws, parents, sons, kids, whatever the case may be. They could have a buyer for you. And you're inviting the direct neighborhood, handwritten invitation to come and see the open house. Have you ever had somebody knock on your door to do this? No, either have they. So you're giving them world-class experiences, which means if they ever need to sell, this is something that they would want as part of their listing package. You're already setting yourself apart. This is prospecting at the highest level. And here's what the invitation says, so you guys understand. Before we open this home to the public this weekend, we want to give you and your neighbors an exclusive first look. Join us on Thursday evening. Join us XYZ. And you're going to see it before anyone else. Why? Because you're neighbors, and you should have the first opportunity to see and buy this home. You shouldn't say, I can't believe I missed the home. because it's sold on Saturday at the open house. Just like us agents do agent opens, we don't do agent opens on a weekend. You do them during business hours, during the week. You're going to do the same thing, but on a weeknight. Tuesdays and Thursdays are typically the best nights for this. Why? Because Monday's catch-up day for everyone. Friday, everybody wants to be left alone and do their thing. Thursday is typically the perfect day for any client-centric event after they're done their dinner, where they're home, they're regrouped, everybody's feeling good, and they have a few minutes to go spare. This gives you the perfect opportunity to build relationships and let them know how far you'll go to sell their home the same way, if and when that happens. How far you'll go to meet their cousin Billy, who's coming to your city, and you want to put them in here and give them a triple A experience. This is what we do. So the invitation simply says, looking forward to see you there. I'm going to answer any questions about the home, give you all the advice that you need before anyone else, because you are special. You are making people feel special. Now, the execution is you're going to print 40 to 50 of these invitations. You're going to go to the 40 homes for the open house. Typically 20 on 10 on each side of the house, both sides of the street. So 10 houses this way, 10 houses this way, and across the street, same thing. That'll give you your 40 homes. It shouldn't take more than a couple of hours, all in, door speaking included. This is the most relevant people, and if anybody has a buyer, they would be there because they love the neighborhood, they live there. Not the street over, not the street over. You can go as far as you want, but this is the strategy that's going to give you your 40 new prospects every single listing.
Simeon, can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah, of course.
Somebody else, one of the agents will probably ask this too, but how do you feel about a neighbor inviting someone, that maybe that family member, to a neighbor preview? Are you cool with that?
100%.
I figured.
100%.
I mean, why not get them in early, right?
No,
Yeah.
but it gives that exclusivity that
Yeah.
you're in before everyone else. That's the whole point of it. You're not otherwise. See you at the open house. Don't do it. If you're going to do it, you got to be all in. You have to buy your own pitch. This is the exclusive event for neighbors only.
But that's why I'm asking. If the neighbor wants to bring somebody else, is that okay?
If you or somebody you know wants
got
to
it.
see the home, you guys are coming in first.
Got it.
Because
Cool.
you're the neighbor. So it like think of it this way: the neighbor becomes the plug. So he's going to be like, "Hey, I have the exclusive ability to get you into a home in this hot ass neighborhood right now.
Perfect.
If you want in, come and see it now. I know the agent." It makes them feel good about themselves. And it gives everybody that chance to feel exclusive, even though we're talking about just an open house. It's up to you how you hype it up. You are the salesperson. I have the ability to be passionate about anything. So it can be just a boring open house, or it can be the most exclusive pass for that neighborhood that day. And if you've ever heard me speak before about open houses and what we teach, you put on a show. Do not have your people come there and you have a box of donuts open on a table. Then you're missing the point. Again, what is our intention? What are we trying to do? We're trying to simmer and build 40 new relationships, minimum. That's how we build our business. Everything we do today doesn't pay us for minimum 90 days. This is how you break into a neighborhood and build that world. That's touch number one. Touch number two is the actual event. And this is you're hosting a private event for the neighbors before the public open house. The greeting, people looking around. How did you set up the house? Is it well lit? Do you have, a pot on the stove boiling cinnamon and herbs? I don't know. You do whatever your aesthetic is, whatever your brand is. When I was doing residential real estate and I was at open houses, it smelled like an apple pie in the home. Why is it? Because that's what I like. I like people to feel comfort. I don't know anybody who hates the smell of apple pie. Never met one. but you put apples in water with cinnamon and you let that thing simmer 2 hours before the open house, that house smells like you want to eat it. And it makes a big, significant difference. So I'm not joking about these things. When I say you put on a show and you put on an experience, it needs to be thought through. If I walk in, and I've walked into many showings, and like a blast of garlic or curry or anything, any of those fish, how did you not speak to your seller to not cook fish on nights that we have showings? Is there anything wrong with fish? No. But do I want to smell your cooked fish? No. Does that give a good impression to somebody looking to buy the home? No. We have to think. You need to be there early. You need to have the lights on. If there is any mess left behind by the seller, clean it up. If they have a dog, check the backyard. The last thing you want is a neighbor stepping on a bomb, because that would be their experience at your open house. Are you in the business of picking up dog poop? No. But is that what you need to do before your open house? If that's the case, yes. So the reason I'm going into this is because these are real things that happen all the time. And I won't ignore them. We're going to get into the most advanced real estate sales. But if we can't conquer the simple ones, the foundation, somebody steps on dog shit on the way into the house, they're not walking into the house, guys. And that's on you. So we can't have the conversation in the script if you didn't take care of everything that I'm talking about now. So it needs to be perfect. I don't care if you sell $100,000 homes or $10 million homes. No difference. The buyer is the same person, different grades, different expectations. But the stuff that I'm talking about is fundamental and foundational. You set up the place to feel good, to look good, so you can be good. Because now this is where you come in. What do you say? Well, you're talking to neighbors. You act like you know, because this is your neighborhood that you want to farm. So the first question I would ask is, how long have you lived here? What do you love about living here? We're not going to talk about what they don't love about living here. We're going to talk about what they do love, because that's what's going to bring out intentions and dreams and all the things that we can help with. Who do you know that would love to live here? Because I'll call them personally right now for you. Do you have anybody in mind? Because this is your neighborhood. This home will have your neighbor in it. Is there anybody that you think would want to live here? Because I'll let them know. I'll be happy to tour them. For you to have yet one more amazing neighbor, somebody that you know and like. It's a big deal. It'll get them thinking. They get to see a house and what it's worth, because it's just like their house. Similar. There's just so much gain. So this is also a place where you show your sales expertise. And this is very, very important. This is where you produce a market report that's second to none for data in that neighborhood. Every neighbor that comes, we call them nosy neighbors. They are not the buyer, but they probably know a buyer. The neighbor is only there to compare this home to theirs. So what do they need to see at this preview? Everything that they care about, nothing they don't. They don't care about the neighbor's bathroom. They want to know, oh, you listed it at 1.6 million. Why? Ooh, they renovated the washrooms, renovated the kitchen, brand new basement, walkout basement versus non-walkout basement. They have a pool, they don't have a pool. They are looking up and down, sizing it up, list price, as to what their home is actually worth in today's market. You need to be convincingly right. I priced this home at 1.6 because it's worth it. Well, my house is way better. I could probably sell mine for 2. We'd have to take a look, good sir. I would happy to swing by and take a look. But I can tell you why I priced this home the way I did. This is you putting on a show. This is showing your expertise, showing your pricing strategy, showing what they want to see if they were selling their home. They can't unsee you once they're there. It's up to you now to build a relationship further. So this is touch number 2 is the event. And that event has to be, as I said, what I do, I like to serve sushi because I love sushi. I like to serve sparkling water, maybe like a Prosecco, something of that nature, something that's not offensive. I don't bring beer. I don't bring spirits. I don't bring just something to wet their lips. Flat water, sparkling water, a Prosecco, if it's appropriate. It might not be, but that's up to you to determine. From a food perspective, again, if you're in a major urban area, sushi is extremely well known and liked. A couple vegetarian rolls, a couple salmon rolls, that's about it. You're not feeding anyone. It's just a visually pleasing food. It doesn't smell. It doesn't make dirtiness. Like you don't need to touch and wash your fingers or whatever. It's an easy one. If you like baked goods, go to Craig's Cookies. Go to something. Don't go to Dunkin' Donuts or Tim Hortons. Why? Because that's what I get at the gas station. It doesn't stand me out. Or don't bring anything at all. But having something like that there does more harm than good. And I'm saying this to you from experience. Most people don't want to touch the same box somebody else touched. Common. I thought I was doing a good thing by bringing something. Somebody's like, ugh, who's already in that? I'm like, okay, I'm not that sensitive, but other people are. So be thoughtful. So if you're going to be this intentional in bringing out the neighbors and doing all these things, the reason I'm saying all this is because you're going to follow up. Stage number 3 is the follow-up. And once you've brought sushi, once you have sparkling water, once, it smelled like apple pie and somebody made a joke while other people were there, the follow-up also becomes custom. The follow-up is the sauce. This is what it's all about. This is, again, either a handwritten note, it's a phone call, it could be both. But that touch number 3, it's for neighbors who attended, it's for neighbors who didn't attend. You already spoke to them. You dropped off. You know where they live. Sorry. So you left them the invitation because they never answered the door. They never came to your open house. They didn't care. You're still going to go there and say, hey, the other night I dropped in. I wanted you to come to the open house. I'm surprised you weren't able to make it. I'm surprised you weren't able to make it. Like they owe you something. It was a lot of fun. We shared some sushi. We shared some good laughs. And hopefully we're going to have a brand new neighbor for you soon. Who does that? Guys, this is the difference. This is world-class real estate servicing. This is building brand new prospects like you knew them forever. This is building trust instantly by going the extra mile. So you're going to get all these things after this lesson. I'm again trying to contextualize why. Why is it worth doing this? So we have the pre with the invite. We have the event. We have the post. This is already 3 touches. You don't even know these people. But you've touched them 3 times in a week's time. 3 to 5 days before, then there's the event, 3 to 5 days after. So in this short period of time, you're making impact. While at the same time, agents are booking showings. There's traffic on the street because of this little MLS, this little listing of yours. Who wants to guess what the next touch point is? It's the actual public open house.